My presentation is about the evaluation of energy transactions among energy qualities inside a small-scale microgrid containing some energy carriers like electricity, hydrogen, and gas inside an energy hub. For introducing an overview of my presentation, I firstly will present an introduction of the model. Then some formulations that are used in the model are firstly be presented, and constraints for facilities incorporated in this model will be evaluated, and energy coupling modeling will be presented. And after that, a solution methodology to provide energy management model for this microgrid will be presented. And by presenting simulation results and conclusion, this presentation will be concluded. Actually, microgrids are expanded these days to host multiple carriers inside them. For example, electricity, hydrogen, and gas, and heat, cooling, and some of them. These are the ways that we can achieve more efficiency of our local grids. And by doing so, we are facing the concept of multi-vector microgrids. In the concept of multi-vector microgrids, we are hosting multiple energy carriers. Like, for example, before this, it was electricity and gas, and then heating and cooling added to this multi-vector microgrids, and then now we are going towards having hydrogen as an energy carrier inside our microgrids. So coordinating the energy management of such a model is of great importance, and there are some increasing demand for energy management and the scheduling of these integrated energy systems. You can see the sample of our microgrid here, that electricity agent, hydrogen agent, and gas agents are here, and they are needed to be coordinated together to reach an optimal point for energy management. And some energy links are also used here: power to hydrogen through electrolysis, hydrogen to power by fuel cells, hydrogen to gas by detonation, and gas to power by gas consuming distributed generation units. Model formulation is presented for three parts, for three agents: gas sector, electricity sector, and hydrogen sector. And each energy party is looking for maximizing the obtained profit over the scaling horizon. So we have a maximization problem for each energy sector, and it is constrained to some economic constraints. And these three objective functions should be coordinated together in a repetitive process to reach a consensus. Different facilities are considered in this model that are distributed generation units, hydrogen storage system, electricity storage system, photovoltaics, wind turbines, and hydrogen vehicles. We have modeled the hydrogen vehicles inside our microgrid to as a demand for hydrogen sector. And also, there are four energy coupling links between these energy sectors, like P2H or power to hydrogen, hydrogen to power, hydrogen to gas, and gas to power that I previously introduced them, that are incorporated in our model by electrolysis and fuel cells and some other facilities. We have used the alternative direction method of multipliers to have a multi-agent energy network, and in this way, each energy network, each energy party like electricity, hydrogen, and gas are having their own system. They are completely private sectors, and they are just coordinated together, and minimum information is transferred inside among these energy parties to have a consensus, to reach a consensus. And you can see here that this is a repetitive process, and for example, here hydrogen is maximizing its profit. Here electricity is maximizing profit. Here hydrogen is maximizing its profit, and here for gas operator. So each one is separately maximizing its profit, and then they are coordinated together for constraint here to reach to see if they are reaching a consensus. And then this repetitive process is repeated again and again until the point that there is no mismatch between these energy parties and reach the optimal points finally. So we have a sample microgrid, and we have used our model on a sample microgrid here, and isolated multi-energy microgrid that it is not connected to the electricity grid or energy networks. The only import is LNG by gas sector. So we have used 10 heliodynamic flow with time capacity of about 6 kilogram for hydrogen demand, and the maximum DG production was 1,400 kilowatt. The wind generation power was about 200 kilowatt, and PV was almost the same with 210 kilowatts. You can see the schematic of this energy sector and the management model here. These are the input data of our model for demand that we have modeled here for electricity, gas, and hydrogen, the outputs of wind and hydrogen, and the energy prices. We have considered the same profile for energy price for also gas and hydrogen, but the values are multiplied by 20% to present the prices of other energy parties. And also we have considered different uncertainties here for demand, renewables, and energy price. And there we had about 5,000 scenarios. And after that, we using scenario reduction technique, we reached a point with 20 scenarios, and the model was solved with the stochastic optimization method. The simulation results are shown here. You can see the convergence process here, that how the convergence process is evaluated among the energy links. And this shows that how there is a mismatch between the energy links, between the energy needs of energy links, and how over 500 iterations it reaches an optimal point with no error in our model. And you can see the obtained profit here, that the profits are somehow alternate here, and after about 530 iterations, we can reach, the model has reached optimal point, and the optimum of each energy sector is obtained. The scheduling results of electricity sector are presented here. You can see that in this picture that this is the profile of our load, and you can see that DGs are distributed generation units are scheduled to satisfy the peak demand of electricity, especially during the hours 7 to 21. And also P2H or electrolysis demands for more energy during the first hours of the day, and you can see that DGs are producing more, but while the electricity load is lower than the high peaks, but it produces electricity to satisfy the demand of P2H unit. Also H2P is also scheduled during the day to make profit for the hydrogen sector, and because there are different energy sectors here, and each one is going to maximize the obtained profit. And also, electricity storage system is actively participating in the energy scheduling model to make profit for the electricity sector. You can see the scheduling results of the hydrogen sector here, and between hours 1 to 4, that the hydrogen demand peaks. You can see that we have more output of the P2H and HSS, and also at course 20 when the hydrogen demand peaks, this energy is transferred for H2P and H2G, because the energy is locally used for the hydrogen sector. HSS is also charged during off peaks to have energy and satisfy the demand when hydrogen demand needs. HSS or hydrogen storage system is discharged remarkably using during the peaks of electricity and gas. For example, at hours 10 and 18, that needs to provide energy for electricity and hydrogen sector, gas sector, because we have also considered methanation and fuel cells in our model. Also, the schematic results of the gas sector are presented here. You can see that the gas demand is mainly supplied by the H2G unit because it was cheaper, and somehow during some hours of the peak of the gas demand, the energy is also considered in the results that it shows that when the model is working correctly. And G2B link is also well coordinated to provide energy or gas for gas consuming distributed generation units. You can see the variations of the energy for energy links here in this picture. You can see that when the electricity price when the energy price is low, less energy transactions are made, especially during the first 5 hours. Also, H2P has lower impact on the electricity sector, but it is actively participating in the energy management to make profit for the hydrogen sector. And you can see that the P to H link provides more energy at hours 3 to 5 when the hydrogen demand peaks, and you saw that the DG production were also higher in these hours. And G2P is also well supplied when the production of DG units is peaking. Also, H2G link provides less energy during the hydrogen peak demand because the demand for methanation cannot be supplied when hydrogen is needing energy locally. We considered 20 scenarios in our model, and you can see that in this picture that the scenarios are homogeneously distributed. For example, scenario 20 was the highest profit scenario, and scenarios 4 to 5 were the lowest profit scenarios. As a conclusion, we modeled the stochastic energy management model of an integrated energy system. 4 coupling points were electrolysis, fuel cells, methanation, and gas consuming distributed generation units. The correlated optimization model, and they are integrated together, and with the cooperative energy management model, we reached a consensus. Each energy party was willing to maximize its obtained profit, and hydrogen storage, we saw that added more flexibility to the system. And scenarios are homogeneously distributed, and the results can be satisfying. Thank you.
질문이랑 코멘트 있으시면 해주시기 바랍니다. So I have one question, and you did not consider the case for converting power to gas or gas to hydrogen in your simulation model. So there is some needs in those cases, and what do you think if we consider those models in your simulation?
Which percentage do you say? I couldn't understand.
Power to gas and gas to hydrogen.
Yeah, we considered gas to hydrogen. It was modeled by methanation. You could see that here. This was the hydrogen to gas unit, and it is provided by hydrogen. We are providing hydrogen by electrolysis here, and then the hydrogen is stored here, and it can be converted to gas by methanation or for hydrogen vehicles.
So I mean the opposite case, when you convert gas to hydrogen.
Gas to hydrogen? No, the steam methanol reforming is not considered yet. It is our future work.
In the future.
Yeah.
So do you have any opinion if you put these cases on your model, what will happen?
Actually, this is part, I think, the circular economy. When we have everything supplied inside our economy, and energy supplied locally and demanded locally. So having the steam methanol reforming and other forms of other ways of producing hydrogen would add more flexibility to the system, and the supply chain would be more complete. So it is a need, but you are actually right that it should be modeled, and it could be interesting for future work. But actually, in the first stage, system reforming was somehow it was not environmentally friendly, and yes, it can be considered, but I think carbon capture units are also needed to be considered to absorb the produced carbon.